Hello and welcome to episode 11, the breadsticks, the big episode of the FUTBIN pod. My name is Richard Buckley, and as always, I'm joined by my co-manager, the assistant gaffer, Mr. Matt Footrading. How are we, sir? Another episode of the FUTBIN pod.
Yes, indeed. How long have you been keeping the breadsticks in your back pocket for this episode? I'm curious to know what we got for number 12, 13, 14 now, Rich.
I can bring things out. Part-time bingo caller, part-time FUTBIN host. So it's not only me and Matt on the episode, but we have got a very, very special guest. Recently joined Team FUTBIN, a content creator, a YouTuber, a streamer, TikToker, you name it, he's done it. I actually saw him playing and coaching at a pro event back in the day. Some say the best on the sticks in terms of a content creator. Mr. Auzio, welcome to the FUTBIN pod.
Okay, I wouldn't give myself that kind of title, best content creator on the sticks. Maybe, okay, maybe if there's a content creator tournament, we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see. But I appreciate the invite, of course. I've had a busy morning. Last night, I ended up staying up for 2 FUT champs. Yeah, 2, wow. Not 1. Painful. Up till 3 a.m. Let's just say it feels like I've got a migraine, but it's all good. Okay, I am still here.
Yeah, we're grinding out here. Matt, another successful weekend for you, I'm guessing. Was it a 15-0?
Not quite. But it was a 13-2, so we're slowly, reducing the wins. It was 14, now 13. So
we'll be at 10 by January.
Exactly. Although we're running the first owner, and we packed Claudia Pina yesterday, so it's 15 time, baby.
It's 15 next week. Let me tell you what we've got coming up on this episode of the FUTBIN pod. We're going to be running through Auzio's team. He's going to be telling us his tactics and what he's been using in Ultimate Team. We've also got a very special silver review from Matt, who did play the silver tournament over the weekend, and he'll be telling us the best silvers to go and buy. It's getting a little bit spooky because Ultimate Scream is right around the corner. We're going to be throwing it back to 2020, the last time the Scream promo was in the game, reminiscing on some of our best items and what to look forward to this upcoming weekend of frights. As well as that, as always, we've got Hot or Not, the best SBCs of the week, and Buckley's big discussion, talking all things FUT champs. Are you still playing, and should rewards be better? But without any further ado, let's jump into it. As always, we start with a team. We start with a squad. And Mr. Auzio, we're coming straight to you because you've kindly shared us your team.
Sweaty team. Extremely sweaty team.
This is what we're rocking with. I mean, let's talk through it from the back. 4-4-1-1. Talk me through the team. Talk me through how each player got bought and how we're feeling about FC26.
Okay, so I have 3 accounts in total. This is my main team. I got an RTG and I got a content account as well. But my main team is sweaty. The best team out of the 3 accounts, definitely. Courtois and goal. To be honest to you, okay, there's a little bit of there's a siren above his head, fraud alert. Because what I saw this weekend, we have to ask a few questions, all right? I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in the game, but the reason I've got him in the team, 1, he gets chemistry. 2, cross-claimer plus. Especially with how certain corners are working right now, certain tactics are getting chucked out there. Cross-claimer is so OP to have. So that's another reason it's in there. But I'll be honest, Mama's better. Yeah, I think Mama's better than Courtois. And I also think Donnarumma. For me, Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper in the game if you're pushing Icon to the side. I ended up using Van der Sar at start, and to be honest to you, I was blown away with how good a goalkeeper can be. But if you're pushing Icon to the side, yeah, I think Donnarumma is the best one.
I mean, I'm all in on Jan Oblak still. I'm on the Oblak train. Me and Oblak go way back. Matt, I think we spoke about this only a few weeks ago on the goalkeepers. I'm not going to ask you who's the best goalkeeper you've used. Who's the most annoying goalkeeper to face?
Ooh, still Mamadashvili for me.
Yeah.
He's still just got that. He's got that aura. You know,
He
that
does.
word gets thrown around a lot these days, but he's one player that I look at and I think, oh, we're in trouble.
We've got a back four: Inform Llorente, Koundé, Inform Militao, Tio Hernandez. Average pace of about 87.
Yeah.
How come you've gone with this particular back four? Obviously, I've used that Militao Inform. He's incredible. Tio Hernandez, I'm not sold on yet. Any of the back four potentially on fraud alert, or are they all just doing a job for you?
Nah, the defensive line is solid, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, every single one I'm happy with. I don't even play Theo Hernandez on full chemistry. He's playing on 2, and he's a joke. The thing is, before the patch that came out that improved Bruiser, there were moments that I was like, what are we doing? Like, come on, use, that shoulder-to-shoulder, get him out the way kind of business. But, of course, after Bruiser's actually been sorted, I still feel like it's a little bit too weak.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, for example, I use, Hanko SBC card. Yeah, I use that card on the RTG. He has like 90 strength, but because he ain't got Bruiser at all, apparently he can't push someone out the way. So I feel like they need to still improve, the physical battles a little bit. But yeah, Theo Hernandez, for me, unbelievable. I've used Nuno Mendes. I actually tried Nuno Mendes before Theo Hernandez. I don't know what it is with Nuno Mendes, but Quickstep doesn't seem as good as it was last year for defenders. So I don't really see it come into play too much. Like, it's noticeable, but it's not as noticeable as it was, in FC 25. So for me, with especially Theo Hernandez having those OP play styles just overall, I think for me he's the best one. If you're not looking at, of course, icons or heroes. I don't even know. I mean, Roberto Carlos, of course.
Carlos, Marcelo. I think he's right up there, though, Matt, really. That Tio Hernandez item.
Marcelo actually might be the best. Honestly, Marcelo might be the best in the game. He might be.
Yeah. Got that Lizarazu now from the hero match day pick that I've seen a couple of times.
With Quick Step Plus, you were saying it doesn't feel as good. Is that because do you think it activates less when you're running off the ball this year? Because a lot of the time when you're running back with defenders, you're not in possession of the ball. Whereas I've used attacking players where I'll do a step over and take a sprint boost, and it feels like I'm away.
Yeah, I think it might be because of the AI using it less often. I think when you're actually controlling the player, you do notice it. But when you're not controlling the player, because it works with AI as well, when you're not controlling them at all. I think last year they used to step out for you and get into the lanes and then intercept it. This year they don't do it as much because the AI, of course, is not as strong. So that's why I think overall Quick Step is still very good to have, of course. The further we get into the game, we want Quick Step on defenders, of course we do. But I think at this current moment, it's kind of like whatever at this point.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of especially centre-backs who have got Quick Step, even as a silver. Does Van der Ven? I'm trying to... Because he's right up there as one of the best centre-backs that I've played against in the game.
Yeah, but it's interesting you say that because I was thinking about this and I'm wondering, is it actually a combination of Quick Step and Intercept is the sort of the optimal? Because I was using that, we'll get onto this when we talk silvers, but that El Yamik has Quick Step and Intercept. And he was doing exactly what you mentioned there, Auzio, like that step in. I'm wondering, like, if you need that base intercept for that Quick Step to kind of
combo
almost
up.
like, yeah, exactly, to almost activate.
Yeah, I never really thought about it because, true, actually, Nuno Mendes ain't got Intercept at all, and Koundé's got Quick Step, but he ain't got Intercept. So I haven't used El Yamik. I assume that's one of the players, used in the silver, right? A little bit of an OP player to use in the silver tournament, to be honest.
A first owner.
But yeah, I haven't actually used that combination. So it's probably a very similar situation to what we have with Game Changer and Low Driven, where you have a Low Driven Travella. Both of them come into play. They activate at the exact same time. So yeah, I mean, that is definitely a valid point. Quick Step and Intercept could be the combination. It's really, really OP.
Well, let's jump into this midfield because I'm seeing playstyle pluses galore. An interesting centre mid duo of Jude Bellingham and Ebi. I mean, when she's not an icon that I've seen a lot of people use this year, Tiki Taka plus one of the best playstyles in the game, in my opinion, as that central midfielder. How is that combination as a duo? I mean, you've also got Bob Matty as the cam in there as well, who I imagine helps out.
So this duo, Ebili, in terms of height, of course, lacks in the height department, lacks in the reach department. But defensively, when even going up against a big player, shoulder to shoulder, she bullies people. Like, she is a joke. She's so good. Defensively, unreal. Going forward, shooting ability, 89 shooting on the card. She's got finesse shot base as well. She's got Tiki Taka Plus, so her first time, ground passes. To be honest, Tiki Taka for me, it is the most overpowered passing playstyle, or it's just generally the best passing playstyle in the game because it activates for anything that's first time.
Yeah.
Anything. So through balls, it activates. Ground passes, of course, activate. Driven passes, activate. So Billy in that left centre mid position, so she can go for that cut-in finesse shot far corner. Really, really OP. Bellingham. The issue with Bellingham, so I'm waiting for a promo card because I love Bellingham in this game, okay? A lot of people have said he's not that guy, Valverde's better. I've got coins for Valverde, but I've decided to go for Bellingham because he's got game changer and he's also got low driven. This guy going forward scores goals for fun. I usually send him on like a late run, so he just kind of gets in behind with his pace, and he is surprisingly quick. It says 80 on the card, but trust me, in game, it feels like he's got 90 pace when he's running in behind. Like, the momentum is just crazy.
Do you know what I would absolutely love on this Jude Bellingham? You can't play CDM.
Yeah.
CDM as a box crasher, I think would be unbelievable. Maybe we get a promo down the line where he does get a CDM position, but that combo, Matt, it's certainly offensively very, very good going forward. Icons wise, I've not played with a lot of icons. I've not played against a lot of icons.
Yeah.
Do you find that having an icon with the stats that she's got, I mean, Playstyle Plus is a rare find at the moment as well. She seems like the player that is just the elite midfielder in that midfield, Ozio.
Yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't actually go for more, to be honest with you, because as a box-to-box midfielder, she's got it all. Like, she can go forward extremely well, and she can defend really well. She can dribble on the ball as well. She's got an unbelievable pass. Like, I don't understand why she doesn't go for more. Like, 620k, for me, that's like way, way too cheap for her.
I mean, could be a few things, Matt. Could be good, new last year, not the newest toy on the shelf this year. I think height as well. I think people are quite fixated on height this year. What do you think, Matt?
I think it's a combination of that, but also, factor in rewards this year just are less across the board. Compare the price there of Bellingham and Eberle, or how you pronounce it. But, like, are you going to spend 620k there, 75k on a Jude Bellingham?
Yeah.
Save yourself, 500,000 coins to spend elsewhere on the team.
I mean, you could get Bonmati, Jude, and
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's it. I mean, yeah. It's I'd struggle justifying that one in my team if I was running that, but if you've got the budget, absolutely. And I think it's a bit of a safer investment, obviously a lot more rare on the market, less likely to tank in price, as we're seeing with a lot of these golds.
When was the last time anyone packed an icon? Like, just from a regular pack? I genuinely can't remember the last time I packed, not a promo icon, because there were a year or two ago where promo icons were flying out of packs. Yeah. I'm talking just a regular out-the-box icon. I've not packed an icon in at least 4 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Last year I packed, I packed the Gattuso. Yeah. At the start of the game, it's decent, but it's Gattuso. So it's like one of those fodder icons, but it was still a good amount of coins at the start, so I'll take it. But yeah, last year I ended up getting him, and then after that it was rank 1, got yourself a guaranteed icon back then last year. So of course, icons were popping up from everywhere. But yeah, this year, there's only one icon that I've seen through share plays. On this monitor, it's been Butra from a 100k pack that was tradable, which is insane. Unbelievable. Goes for I think 1.3 million coins. But other than that, nah, I have not packed an icon this year at all.
I want to talk about, speaking of Spaniards, Mr. Lamine Yamal, because I also use Yamal. I packed him untradeable. He is, I would say, for me, when I've played, he's my favourite player to use.
Yeah.
He might not be the best player, but he's my favourite player. talk to me about this Lamine Yamal, because for 180k, that just seems unbelievable value for the player that you get out of him.
His price is ridiculous. I'll be honest. I don't understand 180k when someone like Hansen is going for. I haven't searched up Hansen's price in a bit. I think it's like maybe 500,000-600,000 coins now, with the market going down a little bit. 180k is like a bargain for this guy. He is Mr. Reliable, is what I like to call him. Vinny on the ball, fantastic. But give it to Yamal, R1 dribble, you can get past like 3 players, and then all of a sudden you've got a big opportunity to pass it across, and you're like in a 2v1 situation. He is so good on the ball. And his pace as well. Pace in this game is very interesting because a lot of players feel way quicker than what it says on the card. Like, for example, Pina's gold card. I think we all know her pace is good with a 100 style, but it's not unbelievable, right? It's not 90 plus, but in game, it feels like it's 90 plus. It's kind of the same thing with Yamal. It's like his pace is really solid, but he shouldn't be that quick in game, but he is that quick. He's crazy, man. He's crazy, honestly.
I mean, when I've used him, his finesse shot just feels so reliable. I think that's one of the big things. I think that's why people like Pina, because she just feels reliable. You get in that chance, you get inside the box on the diagonal angle, you know that you're going to shoot, and you know that you're probably going to at least hit the target or score. And when I get in that position with Yamal, inside right channel, technical dribble inside, finesse shot, I'm hitting the top corner every single time. Before I get your opinion on this special Claudia Pina item, Matt, Ozio, Matt, I want to come to you quickly, because the difference between the gold and the promo item is about 900,000 coins. For the regular punter out there, the 10-11 win player, I would imagine that your advice is stay away at all costs, Matt.
I think you have to, don't you? I mean, she's so well positioned for, any sort of, and I don't like to say patches, but if there's a low driven patch, she's gone.
She's in trouble.
She's in trouble. I think that, that is 90% of the reason why a lot of people are gravitating towards this card. But 940k, we've got big promos coming up. We know Ultimate Scream is coming up very, very soon. Black Friday isn't that far off. Potential, Thunderstruck promos and whatnot have been very, very popular in previous years. This is the kind of card that can get overtaken pretty quickly.
Is it 900k better, Ozio?
No. Like, she's extremely good, and you do notice a difference for sure. Even her shooting ability, I don't even think her shooting is like that big of an upgrade. I think it's maybe like a +1. Maybe it's a +2. I'm not 100%. But her pace, you notice her pace. Her pace difference is definitely there. Like, she gets in behind way too easy, to be honest. And something that I like about Pina, and the reason I think she's so OP in this game, low driven plus is extremely OP. Yes, finesse shot base is really good. Feels like finesse shot plus sometimes, right? Yeah. But it's her strength. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Even a player like VVD is struggling to get her off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of games against Pina where I've gone across to the centre back. I feel like a through ball gets played. I'm moving across. I feel like I'm there to shoulder it out, and she just bang in front of me, gone. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm first to the ball. Like, how is she getting away from me? The star of FC26. How long will that star be shining? We will wait and see. Let's jump into the tactics very quickly. The big thing when I looked at this was you use both of your wide players on winger instead of inside forward. A lot of people like inside forward sort of as that.
These aren't my tactics. Yeah,
there you go then.
These are my. I can tell you my tactics. I know them off by heart.
Talk me through them.
Okay, so goalkeeper is goalkeeper, like just straight up. No sweeper keeper. A lot of pro players use sweeper keeper. It is extremely good, to be honest with you, but I notice sometimes they're coming out and pretty much what happens is throw on goal, 1v1, keepers rushing out. They take like a simple touch around the goalkeeper and they easy goal wide open. I want to have that kind of like control. I want to make that decision myself. If I feel like I can get out to the player running for on goal, then I'm going to hold triangle or Y if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, right? So I kind of make that decision. If I want to move the keeper, I move the keeper. Defenders, yeah, both of them on defender. I haven't really seen anyone use like ball playing defender this year or anything like that. It usually is your straight up defender.
There you go, Matt.
Wait, you might use it.
I am a bit of a ball playing defender lover. I don't know.
Really?
Only if they have the role plus or plus plus.
Okay.
It was actually because I think Kunde has it. He has the ball playing defender plus plus, so I tried it. Don't quote me on this.
Okay.
I feel like they step in a little bit more. The natural position is a little bit higher up. So, I can't remember if I've played on balance or high, but I think it was on balance, and even then, stepping in a little bit more, just stopping those counters, just shrinking that gap between the centre mids and the centre backs. But I've used both. I wouldn't say it's standout. It was purely just, it might have been role plus plus and no role being the difference there.
Yeah. I did actually, I tried it, I think it was in draft, but I didn't try it with a player that's got like a plus or even a plus plus. So probably I'll give it another go. The only issue with some centre backs stepping out, with Kunde, it shouldn't be an issue. But with other players, because of the typical low agility and low balance, sometimes they do this like weird falling over animation at a 180. Euro, that new Euro card does it so much. I used Euro this week up to 7 wins. I couldn't believe my eyes. He was doing it when I stepped out with him. He was doing it like every single time he did a 180. I was like, this guy's gone. I can't continue with this guy. No chance. With my fullbacks, I got fullback defend on both of them. Very different to last year. Last year, I had wing back on Theo and then fullback defend on my right back. This year, I just don't think you need the fullbacks. Like, it's effective if you send them on a run every now and again, so it's like kind of unexpected. So it kind of mixes it up a little bit. But you really don't need your fullbacks to go forward. You really don't need them. You got enough options going forward, especially in this formation. My left mid and right mid is inside forward.
Okay.
Balance. If you have it on attack, they don't defend. They will be there for the counter attack, but at that point, in my opinion, you might as well play like a 4-3-3 or like maybe even a 4-2-1-3. That was extremely good last year. So if you have them on inside forward balance, they defend, they help out, they support your fullbacks. Centre mids is box-to-box balance on both of them. Yeah. So box-to-box balance, the reason I got ball winning is sometimes ball winning pushes out into positions that you don't really want them to go into. And they go a little bit too out wide on offense where your wingers are. So you've kind of got like two players in the same area, which, of course, for like quick link-up play, tiki-taka football is great and all, but I would prefer that like cut back to the edge of the box into Bonmati, into Pina, instead of a pass from Vinny to a Billy that is like right there, then have to do an extra pass inside and then another one. It takes too long to kind of like transition the ball over, let's say. With the cam, I got playmaker balance. Very good. The reason I'm using a cam this year, so I didn't use a cam last year. I used the 4-3-3 third variation with a centre mid in the middle because the centre mid would actually help me out defensively. This year, they changed the way the cam supports defense. They actually do defend. They actually do something, right? So I use a cam this year, and that playmaker balance just allows her to be good going forward and help out a little bit defensively as well. If you use Shadow Striker, of course, it's really good for the counter attack, but it's not a player that's going to defend for you. They're just going to be there with your striker, ready to go for that quick counter. And then, yeah, advanced forward on balance, not support. Support's good, though. Support's actually pretty nice. I use support. I was originally using a 4-3-1-2, so a narrow formation, and I had both of my strikers on advanced forward support, and they pretty much would give you like the wide options. The only issue is once you get inside the box, and this is why I don't recommend it. You see, have you ever, well, 100% this has happened to you. Opponent runs down the line, literally on the line, and driven passes it straight across to a player that's like wide open back stick. If you have your striker on advanced forward support, there's a glitch in a game. I believe it's a glitch where they go to the 18-yard box, like the edge. They don't go inside the box. They literally run the other way and just sit on the edge of the box. So yeah, advanced forward, the normal advanced forward attack is perfectly fine. But yeah, those are my tactics.
I'm sure we'll get the tactics code on the screen as well, so you can copy that in when you are at home if you wanted to use them. Also, I mean, I'm sure Ozio on stream, YouTube, those tactics will be available as well. Thank you very much for the tactics. I'm sure a lot of people will be looking at those and looking at the team as well. If we see a BA fly up in price, you know why. Matt, very quickly, I want to jump into your team for the silver tournament because it was on this past week. This is the squad that we were running with.
This guy did
Bit of a similarity.
I mean, it's a very good silver team. How did you find it first? Less of like a team review, more of a opinion on what happened and how was it, and who were the best players.
I think it was one of the most enjoyable modes, I think, that EA have done in a very, very long time. I would absolutely love it if this was a seasonal thing. Last week or two of the season, have some more World Tour icons released to grind for in that season. I think that would make a lot of sense, and then culminate it in a big Silver FUT Champs, effectively, which is what it was at the end of the season. I was actually very, very surprised how low level the teams were, given that this has been sort of advertised now for 3 or 4 weeks. It did get I did get a little bit of the impression that people kind of had prepared the night before, the night before an exam kind of thing, last minute revision sort of thing. Not many of the icons were there. A lot of obviously Yashins and Garinchas being the easiest ones to get. I think I faced maybe 2 or 3 Eusebios. It was very, very surprising. Even like Bobby Charlton, not that many considering it's only, I think 50 games you can get him in. So, 15-2. It was pretty strong. 2 games that I lost were similar teams, if I'm being honest. Very, very high-paced centre-backs. Eusebio, I think, may have been in those 2 losses. But we won't go into the tactics. It'll basically just be a carbon copy of what we've just seen.
How much better are the icons compared to the rest of the silver players that you felt you're playing with?
Yeah, honestly, a bit of a cheat code. I mean, I was facing a lot of these. Ironically, didn't face a lot of like the higher rated silver strikers. It was always a lot of like the 65, 67 rated silvers that had like 90 plus pace. Comparing that to a Eusebio with the playstyle pluses.
That's what we're going to say as well. Yeah,
that rapid plus compared to just having a standard sort of 91 pace striker with maybe base, rapid, and quick step. Yeah, it was no contest really. But that midfield, just having a centre mid, tiki taka plus. I'm obviously doing the Charlton Evos and the Charlton first owner, so we had one ready to go there in Harvey Nibs. But made a big difference.
I suppose I'm going to stop sharing it now. More of a conversation on this, the silvers and the effect that it's had. How do we think it was obviously a good thing having this mode in, and how do you think they're going to implement this throughout the game? Is it going to be continued with silvers? Do we see them doing gold common or gold rare, or like as the season progresses? Do we think they will continue to change this up? Ozzy, I'll come to you. I mean, did you play the silver?
Yeah, I did.
Well?
I didn't have all the World Tour players like Eusebio and more. Having a Anticipate Plus player at the back is pretty much like a cheat code in that thing. But yeah, it was overall. So I played it all in one day after playing a FUT Champs as well. So my brain cells were completely gone. And I ended up getting street sniped by a very, very sweaty individual as well, like Elite Division sweat. But overall, honestly, it was different, a little bit of fun as well. I just like the fact that it was different, to be honest with you. You're not just sitting there playing with your gold, overpowered players, meta players, or even, these SBCs that a ton of people are using, right? Something that I really did enjoy was the fact that you didn't really see the same team over and over and over again. You saw Garincha. Yeah, you saw Yashin, right? And of course, Eusebio, Moore, Charlton every now and again. But you didn't see the same silver players. That left mid that Matt's got, the silver with 96 pace with quick step plus. I think I matched him once.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I know he's extinct, but I thought I was going to match this guy like pretty much every other game. But I actually only matched him once. Same thing actually as Azerbu. Azerbu I matched I think like 2 times or 3 times. Of course, a very hard card to get right. 100 games in total. There was a lot of people that weren't really motivated to get that Azerbu card. But of course, rapid plus in a striker position is insane. But yeah, I did like the team difference, and I thought overall it was a very enjoyable tournament to play. And I think they should do it again.
I think the interesting thing about all this as well, Matt, is it's completely optional. You don't have to play it. Like I have got 0 of those silver icons. I've not engaged necessarily with that part of the game. I've just been using my team, playing rivals, playing champs, trying to improve at the game. Like I play a lot of other modes within FC as well. I play a lot of pro clubs, for example. So would I rather go and play pro clubs or sit on squad battles and grind out some silver players? I'd probably rather go and play pro clubs. So I think it's completely optional. It's completely you don't have to do it. And I think for a lot of people within the community, they feel like a massive FOMO. Like, I'm not in this silver thing, so let me just go and buy 67 rated silver players and jump into this. And then you get battered by icon silvers, and it probably puts people off. Like, how did you feel like you said it was quite easy for you, and a lot of those people sort of, it felt like they just turned up with what they had in the club. How would you sort of say to people in the future, if this comes around again, because those silver players will continue to get better, and I think the rumour is we might be getting like a 1970 World Cup sort of silver, like if there's a 74 rated Pele running around that you can get for doing 100 squad battle games, like, will it put people off if they're not willing to put the time in, Matt?
I think it's a good question. I think the one thing that is kind of like, it's tricky to say right now is that we don't know what's coming in Season 2. So I think what might have put people off is this just a one-season thing? What is the long-term value of these cards? Because, yeah, I completely agree. Spending 100 games of squad battles, admittedly, if you're grinding champs, grinding rivals, you can still try and get those objectives done throughout. But it is a grind. What is the long-term utility of these cards? Is this just 20 games and then you're never going to use them again? So from that perspective, I can understand why people would kind of be put off by it. I think that's where potentially EA need to come out and maybe say, this will be a repeated format.
This is the future plans. You can use your silvers all year long. And in that case, if next season, if the silvers come back again, I'll go, all right, yeah, I will do it, because I know I'm going to get a long-term use out of them.
Yeah. I think that's the thing right now that we're missing a little bit. Because I'll be honest, I'll be a little bit cheesed off if I've spent all that time getting these cards and then suddenly there's just no utility for them. They've got to be used throughout the cycle now, I think.
Do you see Evo potential, Auzio, for these items as well? I know there was it a Eusebio that I think could go into an Evo recently?
Yeah, you had to do a quick cosmetic glitch. I think it was only available for like 30 minutes or even like 20 minutes, to be honest. If you were like really quick with it, you could change the rarity and then of course go ahead and evolve that player. I think it's hard to say, but I reckon they might, because of the ratings of the World Tour Silvers, I think they might go ahead and give them an evolution, but it kind of keeps them at like a 74, but they look way better than a 74 rated. So you don't just have like the one playstyle plus, for example. So Zerbuel is not just going to have rapid plus; he will have also low driven potentially in the future with an evolution that gives it to him. But I think they will continue to keep it because of the requirements of the tournament. I think they'll continue to keep it like max 74 rated. But again, the card won't look like a 74.
I mean, it's also not it won't be the first time where we've seen incredible 74 rated items. I mean, we've had some flashbacks. Was it did Kevin De Bruyne get a silver SBC at some point?
Yep.
I seem to remember, which was a very, very good item. And then potentially, as promos roll on, we might see more. We never see silver promo items. Like, it's just something we don't necessarily see outside of silver promos. Like, would it be nice to maybe see a couple of those players sneaking in? Even Team of the Weeks now, we don't get silver Team of the Weeks.
No.
It just seems it just doesn't connect to me. Like, if I were getting silver Team of the Weeks as well, that you could then go and buy, that instantly just make your silver team better instead of doing this icon procedure. I'm not sure. I'm not all in on the silvers yet, but I'm intrigued looking out. I'm very much on the outside at the minute. I'm looking through the window and I can see a Eusebio and a Yashin, and I'm thinking, I'm interested. I am interested. It's not the only thing we've had over the last week. We've had quite a bit of content come out. We've had live content. We've had teasers for what's coming as well. Before we jump into what is absolutely coming up, let's look ahead at what we had, because they always say distance makes the heart grow fonder. And I'm going back a good 5 years. Have a little look at this, because this was, I believe, the last time we saw this promo in the game. Some items in here, just you see an item, you see a player, it just instantly makes you think of a memory. I mean, this Sergio Aguero, I remember buying him when he first came out for well over 1 million coins and just being blown away. What a promo, Ozio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at an Otamendi card, which, to be honest to you, I don't even remember. Otamendi had 80 pace, 85 defending, and 80 physicals. When did this happen? Dele Alli, of course, I remember. Dele Alli is one that a lot of people ended up using. That William Carvalho card wasn't actually too bad either. Bernard, Bernard was he cheap? I don't know if he was. I think he was around like 100,000, was he not? I can't remember his price exactly, but I remember he was really good.
Everyone was roughly about 100k in every promo. It felt like back then.
True.
Zlatan as well. Wow.
I mean, Ibra is Ibra at the end of the day, right? Especially in the older FIFAs, Ibra used to just dominate the scene.
James Milner, I remember that item as well. I used to play against him a lot. We have got a second team as well. Matt, I mean, do we think, just while I'm getting this second team up, do we think that the promo, we've had the 99 rated stat version of it, and then we've had sort of just better items. What do you think? If we were to predict what we expect from this upcoming promo?
Do you know what? So I was thinking about this, and this was released in a time where we had no playstyles, no roles. Imagine they changed the playstyle pluses, like some of these cards throughout the cycle. I doubt they're going to do that, because I think it would just absolutely obliterate certain cards. Like the time that they get low driven plus, they'd be like 3x, and then they'd get given chip shot and absolutely tanking price. So I don't think they do that, but it would be cool, wouldn't it? I think it's going to be, I can see it being a pretty static boost kind of promo. Maybe. I think there's rumors of like various like picks for like SBCs. We've had that in previous years as well, where you get two versions of a player. I think
we
we'll
did get the
that.
blue and the red, didn't we? This like that's the cosmetic that's come out, I believe. Like the blue and then the red item. So I'd love it if there was like a dark side and a light side, almost like a trick or a treat, and some of them are maybe worse versions or like different versions, and then some of them are the better versions. I'm not sure. The one player, when I look back at this particular team and this promo, was this Mesut Ozil. I think he was an SPC. I remember playing against him a lot. I also completed him as well.
Ozil was crazy. Ozil was a joke of a cam. The player I was looking at, and the reason I remember this card is because Tex ended up using him as a sub, and also Tom Lees ended up using him as a sub as well. Adama Traore.
Oh yes.
He was so good. As a super sub, at the time he came out, I honestly don't think that was a better super sub. He was crazy.
Yeah.
You just couldn't catch up to him. It was impossible. He got in behind every single time. And then, that Firmino card, I actually used that Firmino card. He had it all. He could defend, he could go forward, he was good on the ball, he could shoot. Firmino was, he was the real deal.
Well, this was back in a day as well, when we still had position changes and things like that. So, and you could play people in whatever position. So the amount of times you'd sub in that Adama at striker, 80th minute, and it just brings back bad memories.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm very excited for this promo. I think there's a lot to be excited about. When we obviously looking ahead, let's look at what came out this past week. Obviously, it was Ratings Reloaded Team 2. When we look at the team for this Team 2, there was a lot of really good players. I think the prices of a lot of these players were maybe higher than what we've seen in previous promos. A lot of 100, 200, 300k players. Messi being the standout, well over 1 million coins as we are recording right now. Obviously, you did get the lesser players off the bench, but even Basha there, 86 rated, 200k. Anthony, 150k. What did this sort of do, Matt, in the grand scheme of things, this promo?
Honestly, I've seen a lot of people trading with these cards. That Yildiz specifically, I saw a lot of people sort of Saturday morning flexing some very, very big profits on these. I think he went from like Friday night, he was like 720k. Saturday morning, he was like 400, and then he went up to like 600. So to me, it feels like they're not being packed a lot.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of demand for these cards, really, that allowed them to kind of fall down that low and then, they're really that low, and then they're bought back up. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is... I don't like using the term a bit of a filler promo or a bit of a filler squad, but it does feel like now, at least, a lot of the attention is on Scream, an Ultimate Scream, and what that's going to bring. Yeah. But there are some good options in here. Again, like we spoke about it last week about some of the players, under 100k that we like potentially for squads that aren't going to fall in value. Yep, that Dumfries was the one that I was sort of eyeing up. Someone that is a definite upgrade from the golds that people are using. Obviously, low supply, being a promo item, out of packs, could do quite well. I do like that. Anything above 100k, I'll be honest, I'm not really in love with. That Kevin De Bruyne, I don't think that's going to sort of stay that value in a few weeks' time. That Lauren James probably gets overtaken very soon. Yeah, it's a tricky one for me.
What's your take on it, Ozio?
I think overall it is actually a very solid team. There's a lot of players there that are very, they're usable. They're players that will get into people's teams. I think the reason this whole promo is not as exciting is just simply because we just don't see these cards. I think the pack weight is like really, really rough. And as Matt was saying, like, I think that's the reason players like Yildiz have bumped up, like went from 250 to 400 to 600 back down to 350,000 now because there's a little bit of a market crash, right? I think the team is really solid, but yeah, the pack weight is the reason a lot of people are just like, none of these cards are getting packed. What's happening here? I open this pack, I keep getting the 83s, the 84s, but I'm not getting any of the even like decent players. Like I've opened so many packs with share plays, so many packs on my account, of course. I don't think I've seen an Anthony, and he's like 100-something thousand coins.
I think. Go on, Matt.
I was just going to say, we were looking at Lamine Yamal earlier. Compare that to that Doué card. For me, it's no contest. Yamal, same pace, one less shooting, passing's better, dribbling's only one less. It's got tech plus. Are you going to spend over double the amount on Doué?
Do you know what it is with Doué, Matt? I think it's because of the pro restrictions right now. Being you're only allowed to use, I think it's like 3 players above 88, and his links are like unbelievable to work with. So I think that might be the reason he's around 390,000 because pro players have picked him up. They're using him. And of course, some people are seeing that, so they pick him up as well. I think that might be the reason he's around that price. But I agree. Like, why would you pick up that Doué when Yamal goes for that price? Like, I think Yamal is just him.
And I think a lot of people say like the pros it's such a small scene, but when there's such little supply of these items, 50 pro players going and buying Doué all within a 1 hour stretch will impact the market quite significantly. I mean, how many? I think you said you played 3 accounts, Ozio, so that's 45. I played 1 account, 15, 60. Matt, you played 1 account, 75. Out of 75 matches between the 3 of us, 4, 5 of these players potentially we saw. Like I didn't see any of these items in any of the games that I played over the weekend. I think that is a really good example of how successful a promo has been. If you jump into a champs game on a Sunday night and you see Ultimate Screen players, it shows that there's interest there. People are wanting to go and play with these items.
Yeah.
I just think the price and the appeal does slightly put people off. And people are also very scared of the transfer market still. Like, people are petrified of losing coins. And I think that is a really, really big thing at the moment. So, if people are petrified of the transfer market, they go to the SBCs. And it is my favourite time of the week because not only do we have a game, but I'd said last week, Matt, that I'd come up with a song for an intro for Hot or Not. I can tell you that I have not, but I will make one up right now. Hot or not. Hot or not with Auzio. I will give you five SBCs that came out within the last 7 days. All you need to do is tell me, are they hot or are they not? Should you complete or should you not? First up, Jack Grealish World Tour.
I don't mind it. 50,000 coins. I would say hot.
There you go. Ratings Reloaded João Pedro.
I'm matching them against the. I don't mind the price. I'm going to say hot as well.
Hero Matchday Pick 3. Diego Forlan, Lizarazu, or Joe Cole. Coming in about 180k.
No, not.
Ratings Reloaded Duo Pick 3. Dean Huyson or Calafiori. Coming in about 55k.
Hot. Yeah.
And finally, the 87 or lower Hero Pick.
Not.
There you go. Another episode of Hot or Not. It's been a good week for SBCs, I feel like, across the board. The one that really stood out to me was the Hero Matchday Pick 3, because they're slowly incrementing these players better and better. How long before they get off Heroes and do you think they go to Icons? Because I feel like an Icon pick, for example, 150k, 200k, 3 Icons who are average, but people just don't have the capability to go and get Icons. Is that the next step, Matt?
So it's an interesting one because that's what they used to do back in FIFA 19, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that created quite a few issues kind of with the icon market and icon pricing. It's a little bit different now because the requirements are a lot broader. You don't require like the base icons they used to do. I could see it happening with lower level icons. I could not see it happening with higher tiers, anything above sort of 300, 400, 500k.
How far are they going to go with Heroes, though? I mean, we've sort of incremented these Heroes better. Like, is there going to be a hero pick with, I don't know, Ramirez, Yaya Toure, or David Ginola in a few months? Like, and then everyone's just running around with unbelievable heroes.
I don't think you can do that, though, because, it's not like an SBC for one. It's like, that's an SBC for all 3, effectively, then. And the requirements for that, how do you price it? How's that going to impact the fodder market? You're kind of okay with Forlan, Lizarazu, and Joe Cole because they're not really players that people are going to rush to for the price of the SBC. So, I don't know. I would much prefer that we keep it to kind of like the bottom 50% of both heroes and icons, and then the top 50% just do as, either when they get promo icons or heroes, or you just do standalone hero and icon SBCs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not had... Have we had an icon SBC this year so far?
No.
Not yet.
We're a month in. We've not had that. Is that coming, potentially, Ultimate Scream? Auzio, do you think, is the time to drop this?
I think icon pack-wise, through SBCs, will probably be a thing on, I reckon, Sunday. Because the hero pack expires on Sunday, doesn't it? So it refreshes Wednesday and then expires on Sunday. So I reckon they released the icon pack Sunday. Icon player SBCs, I have no idea when that's going to happen. They're not going to start off with something crazy. They'll start off with something like I don't know, who's like a player that's not really all that, a player that's not...
Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, something like that.
They're not going to go too low. They're not going to go to the Gattuso kind of level, right? They'll probably go Lampard, Gerrard, one of them. But yeah, eventually they're going to start with those, but who knows exactly when. But I think the Icon Pack will be this Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, for reference, last year, the first Icon SBC I believe we got was during Centurions. I think it was that Centurions for Ron. And that was released the 9th of November.
Mm.
So I'm looking the year before. There's a bit of a thread here where they're talking about FC25 and talking about 2024, FC24. And they're saying the first Icon was, the SBC was Laurent Blanc, if you remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the 16th of October. So we passed that in terms of date now. I think the Veron, I mean, what date-wise, it would probably be in this time, I think. Obviously, we didn't get a Scream promo. I think we'll get something in Ultimate Scream, whether it's a Scream version of a hero or an icon. I think there'll be something that's not the player of the months have set people off SBCs, in my opinion. Not all people are going into Haaland or Mbappe and really doing that. I think if you give 60 days or something to complete an icon or a hero, I do think people want something to grind towards. It just has to be priced correctly and also a good enough icon or hero that is going to get in people's teams.
Yeah.
People have got good teams.
Without impacting the power curve too much, though, Rich. That's what we always say this year, power curve. So are there a lot of icons right now that displace a lot of the gold cards that people evidently have in their teams still, if we're not seeing too many of the promo items?
I think centre-back. I think people aren't happy with centre-backs at the minute. I think if you dropped, I don't know who, but a good centre-back that came into the game, I think people would do it pretty quickly. Which
I wouldn't mind. I personally wouldn't mind like a Sol Campbell. I mean, Sol Campbell's like 300,000 coins. He's not like a 600k, 700,000, 800,000 coin card on the market. He looks good as well. I think he's going to have a few falling over animations with that 52 agility, but like you can't ask for everything at this point of the game. You're not going to get really good agility, really good balance on these defenders. But I think Sol Campbell would, a lot of people would be interested in him, not because of his playstyle plus, because it's slide tackle, but he's got bruiser and he's got block as well. So I reckon he could be a decent one.
We're going to be wrapping up very quickly. Time's absolutely flown by, but I want to end with a little bit of a discussion point. Get both of you two's opinion on it. Obviously, Matt, you are always got your finger on the pulse of the community and what people are saying and how people are feeling. Also, stream to thousands of people every single day. A lot of people coming in giving their opinion. We're about a month into the game now, and I have seen people saying, "I'm not going to play champs this weekend. I'm just a little bit. I'm over it. Rewards aren't good enough, etc." I did some digging, and on average, the average out of 15 games is about 8 to 9 wins. So if you take 8 wins, for example, the reward you get for that is a 10 times 82 untradeable, 183 plus rare gold player pack, a 2 times 85 rare gold player pack, and an 81 plus team of the week pack. All of that is untradeable. The only sort of coin value you get back instantly is 16,000 coins. 2-part question. Do you feel like the community is, for the most part, getting a little bit bored, shall we say, a month in? And is it to do with rewards not being good enough? But is it just part and parcel of a slower power curve means rewards aren't going to be as good? Ozzy, I'll come to you first.
Rewards-wise, if you're looking at FUT champs, if you're looking at like rank 1, rank 2, I think that's actually like good enough at this point of the game. I don't mind it at all, to be honest. Like rank 1 rewards 88 plus times 3 is absolutely insane at this point of the game, right? But if you're looking at more of the average player is getting done dirty. The average player rewards are not good enough, in my opinion. Like they need more tradable packs. They need to... I know it will affect the market. Of course, it will affect the market when you introduce tradable packs. It will, of course, have an impact on the market, right? It's just... they need to feel like they're actually getting rewarded while playing the game. Like, it's 15 games, and we also have to keep in mind it's FUT champs as well, where people, of course, They take it very serious, life on the line kind of business. They're sweating out here, right? They're trying their hardest. So, in my opinion, the average player rewards are just not good enough. I also think that a lot of people wouldn't have that big of an issue with rewards if rival bounties were actually working how they're meant to work. Because there's a lot of like packs, a lot of player picks, a lot of coins as well, because they have like these coin bounties that are really solid. I think a lot of people are missing out on those because it's just simply not working. Like myself, I think I've actually lost out on like 20, 30,000 coins through bounties just simply not working. I'm not talking about packs. I'm talking about little coins here that just don't go into the account. It's like a visual thing where it says it does. You back out, you go back in. It's not actually there. So I think if they fix bounties, that would be a huge, huge thing to rivals, and more people will be motivated to play. They also need to make rival bounties a bit more frequent. I feel like it's a little bit too rare. Like it's like 1 every 5, every 6, every 7 games here. Every like 2 games or 3 games, I feel like is definitely better. But yeah, foot champs wise, the average player rewards needs to be better in my opinion.
What impact would that have, Matt, long term? Do you think it has to be what it is now for the longevity of the game? But I'll sit on the other side of the fence and say people aren't going to be there for the longevity if they're checking out now.
Yeah, I think that's the point right there for me, is how long has the average player got if their team isn't being upgraded over, let's not even say a week of champs, but 2 or 3 weeks now we've had. How many coins have people realistically made over 3 champs weekends if you're getting 8 or 9 wins? Probably talking maybe
150, 200k? Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Couple that with rivals rewards, again, you're better off being in Div 6 to Elite if you're looking at the packs. You're only really playing that for bounties. And as Auzio said, they don't work a lot of the time. So, yeah, I mean, it's a valid question. I feel like a lot of the more premium rewards right now have actually come in the gauntlets and the live events.
Yeah.
You get a lot more high-quality packs there. I do wonder, though, in champs, if you add just like a player pick of like promo player picks in there, rating caps, to keep people in, 6, 7 wins getting the top players, would that make a bit of a difference? So at least, if you're getting sort of 11, 12 wins, you've got an uncapped player pick, you maybe get that promo item. You get that Messi from Rating Reload's team too that goes into your team. That card, yes, it's very, very good for now. Is it going to be in your team in a month's time? Maybe, but there's going to be better items ahead of that. So,
do you know what I think a lot of it is? And we as a community are very simple people. Like we see what we see and we call it as it is. I think for a lot of players, not seeing the coin balance go up that much is very demoralizing. You finish your 15 games, you get 9 wins, and you see coin balance go from 150k to 180k. That is like, people just think what is worth it. You're chancing it on the packs. Yeah, you might have a few guarantees, a guaranteed walkout, for example, or an 85 double, but there's no value in untradeable players. Like, you're getting untradeable players to further.
I would agree with that. I'll play devil's advocate a little bit and say Gauntlet. Does this go away if Gauntlet, and you have to have 3 good teams now to get the premium rewards, if Gauntlet is just more frequent? If that's a weekly format now, where you need to get X amount of wins and you're getting, your, was it an 85 double, I think it was, from one of the gauntlets, like things like that, that's on par pretty much with 8 or 9 wins in champs now. If that's a weekly format, are you then playing champs to build your club out to then go into gauntlet for another opportunity of champs level rewards?
I just think it's the mindset, though, right? Like, champs is the be all and end all for a lot of players, and if you're playing the mode that in the community's mind is, this is the thing that will get me my coins, will get me my packs, and then you're not getting rewarded from that. It's like going to a really, really nice steakhouse and not getting a good steak, and you think, what am I doing? Like, I could go and play Gauntlet, where say Gauntlet is, I don't know, an average steakhouse, and you're still getting a decent amount of steak from it. Like, what's the point? And then I just think the more that people are put off by certain modes of the game, the less likely they are just to come on in general. From your sort of stream, Auzio, what's the general sort of consensus from viewers? Like, do you get the vibe that people are still that they're still entertained, that they're still really ingrained every single day, or do you feel like people are sort of dropping off a little bit?
You've still got like the hardcore, audience that is always going to be on it no matter what. Really, they wanna see the game, push forward, get better. But then, of course, you have got a few people that are like tuning in and going, "Oh, the game is so bad. The game is dead. The game non-10, all of that is getting said." Which I think the past week, SBC wise, it has been better.
Yep.
Than it was previously. But I think, people are losing motivation to play champs. Like, I saw a few tweets this morning and yesterday as well, saying that they're just giving up on champs because they're not actually getting coins. They're not seeing their coin balance go up. They're not looking at their team actually improve. They're not packing this. They're not packing that. So I do definitely see a lot of people like slowly moving away. And EA, in my opinion, they need to do something. They have to do something.
Do you know what I actually think it is? I think people... I'm not going to call out in particular names or whatnot. I've seen a few tweets as well. And especially sort of the general consensus. I just think people, if you were a 12-win player last year, a 13-win player this year, and then you've gone down to 9 or 10 wins this year, last year compared to this year, for example, you are getting worse rewards. You're conceding more goals. You're not as good at the game. You are going to get demoralised. And I think for a lot of players, they're not finding it as easy as they were in previous years of the game. There is a slight adjustment in this gameplay compared to previous, and I do think people would rather not play than play and not be as good.
It's a very, very difficult mentality. Like we went from probably the biggest rival rewards ever last year, where you're getting like 75 by 80s, to now you're getting a 75 by 10. So yeah, it is going to take a little bit of a mentality shift, but in the same token, you've still got that baseline there of the game's ultimate team. The whole goal is improving your team week after week. If people have played 3 weekends now and they haven't seen that increase, do we need to bump those rewards up so they are?
I think EA came out very bluntly and said it at the start of the game, at the start of the cycle, when they released those pitch notes. There will be keystone elements and keystone moments of the year where your team will accelerate. And we're getting close. I don't necessarily think it was Ultimate Screen, but that was mentioned as like spooky favourites will come back.
Yep.
Black Market, sorry, not Black Market, that's something completely different. Black Friday, we're not going on the Black Market. Black Friday is quickly approaching. What are we, probably 4 weeks away from that? And that was one of those first big moments of the season where I think we will see an acceleration in whatever it may be. And hopefully you're still on the bandwagon and you're still on the train when we get to those moments where you can feel an improvement in your team. Let us know how you're feeling down below. If you did make it to the end of the podcast, I hope you did, because usually it's at the back end where we have the most controversial or sort of the opinion starts to come out. But yeah, we appreciate you sticking along. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of the FUTBIN pod. There's loads of other content also going out on the FUTBIN social media channels as well. And it leaves me with a very nice outro. Mr. Auzio, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for giving us your time. If people want to find more of you, where can they find you online?
AuzioMF on any platform, apart from Kick. There was a little Timmy that stole my Kick name. I don't stream over there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, is AuzioMF, literally everything.
There you go. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next week, myself, Matt, and a very special guest, and we'll be doing all things spooky. I think I might turn all the lights off for next week's episode, so make sure you come back for that. We'll see you next week. Good luck to you, champs. Have a great week.